Okay, so at this point, you have downloaded and installed the ivu desktop app. You have optimized your model using Blender, and you are ready to create your first augmented reality experience. So over here on the program, if you go to Guide, you can get a general sense of um, how to navigate this tool. And if you go to Author Flow, you can import your model. I have one here ready to go. And a few things to point out right away. So you'll notice that for some reason my right door and my left door are not the same color. This is a bug and I'm looking into it. But what's important is that when this is displayed on a tablet or a phone, it works perfectly. So if the colors from your Blender file are correct, then the colors on the augmented reality experiences will be correct. Um, this may have something to do with just the lighting within Blender, how it gets translated to how it gets imported here, or some colors that don't exist within this environment that may have been assigned in Blender. I'm still looking into it, but again, don't worry. This is going to be just fine when you display your model. I've tested it many times. Another thing is, so you can click on any object and you can drag it using the arrows. You can press R to rotate, T to scale. So if you press T, you can select one axis or you can scale from the cube to scale um, uniformly. And if you press Y, you go back to this drag gizmo. Now, to navigate around the scene, it's very much like a video game. Use AWSD. So W to go forward, S to go back, D to the right, and A to the left. You can also hide objects, so you can click on something and press H. To unhide, it's not quite like Blender that you press Alt H, but you just hit the button. Oh, you gotta hit start creating first. You say show hidden objects to show anything hidden. What else? So I'm gonna hide a few things here. One thing that I really like here is the ability to sketch. So if you press B, you can sketch on this plane and point at something and make it easier for someone else to understand something complex. And if you press 2, you will be able to draw on the plane perpendicular to that. Both planes will go through the origin of the machine or your model. This can be quite useful. And if you're good with your mouse, maybe you can draw something, you can type something out uh, just to make something more clear. Now, if you press M again, you will go back to being able to manually select an object and manipulate it. On the right here, you can enter text, and this is terrible UI at the moment. But what's important is that when you see this experience on a mobile device or a tablet, the text is a good size relative to the size of the screen. So I'm going to type something. Terrible UI. And you can go ahead and hit save step, and you will see on the top left the step count increase. Show hidden objects, and yeah, just basically go around and show your creation. And so in this case, I would want to explain how the projector works. I would want to hide this one. How the projector works, how the resin should be handled, how to clean the vat, how to replace the lens, um, how to remove the build plate, remove the load cell for repair, just general installation and maintenance considerations that a person may have or may need to know. When I'm done, I can just save the last step as soon as you're done and then hit finish. And you can preview it here locally. Let's see. Right. And restart flow, exit preview. And once you hit upload, you will get a 6-digit code that then you can input into the mobile app. I'm super curious to get your feedback. Other than the very obvious and relatively small bugs that I showed you earlier, what are some of the big things that you would wish to have? Like, for example, is it multiplayer experience during the creation process or during the viewing process? Or perhaps the ability to automate some steps of the creation. Um, Whatever you can come up with, let me know. The applications are going to continue to be free or have a free component to them, kind of like a freemium model. And at the time, data that is more than typically 3 months old, definitely any data that is approaching 4 months old is going to get deleted. So if you've created a masterpiece and you want to make sure that it stays untouched, you would have to write me with the code, with your 6-digit code, so I can exclude it from that delete list.